Hello all. Imagine a software developer who never sleeps, takes requirements directly from documents, updates your code base, and raises pull requests entirely autonomously. I'm Bharath Subbarao. Today, I'll show you how an AI developer agent can do exactly that. Let's consider a simple Python-based compound interest calculator app. So this is the baseline version of the app, and the underlying code is in the GitLab. So as you see, this app is in US dollars. So let's say $100,000. Interest rate is 5%. Times compounded per year is once. Number of years, number of time. So this is a fully functional app. Let's go see where the code is. This is the GitLab. This is the Git repo, compound interest calc, where the app code is there. At the moment there are no branches, there is only one main branch. For the requirements, for simplicity, I'm simulating tickets as Google Docs, each containing a functional requirement. The AI will read these documents directly. I'm using Cloud Desktop as the AI interface. Now let's start with a simple requirement and ask the AI developer to implement requirement 001. Here is the requirement doc and it says show amounts in Indian rupees. Now watch as the AI updates our application, makes the code change in the new branch and raises a pull request. So it found the requirement 001 and it is trying to access it from Google Drive. It's reading the file, understanding the requirements, and now it is going to Git. It's trying to read the Git file, understand the current app, and then determine what is the change needed. Typically a workflow a human developer goes through. So now it found, I can see the current app displays amount in US dollars. According to Rec 001, I need to change this to Indian rupees, which is correct. It has created a branch and it is now writing the file with the changes and it is trying to commit and push. So it has done the work now. So within few minutes, it is able to read the requirement, understand the change, implement it, make the changes to the Git in a separate branch and creates a separate branch. So if you see it didn't create a pull request yet, we can ask it to create a pull request. And it is summarizing all the changes. First, let's go see Git. When you see in the Git, there is a new branch created, Rec 001 Indian rupees, and there is a pull request. And it has some detailed documentation of what changed in this. Commits. We can review the commit. Correct. So now let's go run the app, see if it is working. If you see, I still have the previous version, which is in dollars. Now this has modified it to rupees. Let's go test if it is really working. 100,000, annual interest rate 8%, times compounded per year once, number of years 10. So this is a simple change which it is able to do quickly. And this is the code it has modified. Now let's try to give it a review comment and see if it is able to modify the file based on the comment. So let's ask it to add code comment. Comments at the top of the file, which shows revision history. So it goes through the same lifecycle, commits and pushed. Notice how it incorporates feedback, updates the code and commits the changes in the same branch just like a human developer would. Now let's take a slightly more complex requirement and ask the AI developer to implement requirement 002. It says add a new field, take monthly SIP amount. So it involves little functional calculation changes and a new field into the interface. Let's see how this handles. articulates nicely saying add a new input field for monthly, modifying the calculation logic, updating the result display. It creates a branch and is trying to write its change in the branch, commit and push, and then it creates a pull request. That's the final step. Now it has completed the change and it is trying to document what was done. So it says monthly SIP field, there is a calculation change, lump sum formula, SIP formula. So functionally it modified with the minimal requirement documentation. It is able to understand what needs to be done, and then it's doing all the changes. Now let's go see if the new code works. As you can see, a monthly SAP amount field has been added as per the requirement. Let's try to run it to see if it is working without any errors. Monthly SAP amount is 5,000. Annual interest rate 8%. Once a year compounding for 10 years. It has done all the changes. So it's nicely displaying the lump sum growth, SAP growth, total invested, total returns. Let's go verify the gate. It should have created a branch for this requirement, rec 002 monthly SIP, and then a pull request for this rec 002. Finally, let's try a requirement that involves a bigger enhancement, requirement 003. Now it says add a chart to show how the investment grows year over year. So this is bigger. It has to understand the data, come up with graphical representation. Notice how the AI developer is able to handle bigger changes, still follow the same disciplined flow. It has completed it within minutes. And it has documented nicely what features are added: interactive chart visualization, enhanced user experience, technical excellence, visual insights, and it gives you what updated architecture and then the chart functionality is. Let's quickly go check the code and see what the latest version of the app looks like. Okay, so let's try if the chart is displayed. Try the same amount, interest rate 8%, compounding once for the 10 years. Excellent. So it has now shown a graph of growth over time. The green line is total investment value, total invested, lump sum growth, SIP growth. So all within a few minutes, it is able to understand the requirement, connect to the Google Drive, connect to Git, understand the current version of the code, determines what kind of change is needed to implement the requirement, and it's able to implement nicely and commit the code and give the merge request for further review. In conclusion, what this demo shows is that repetitive coding tasks from requirement to pull request can be automated. This frees human developers to focus on higher value design and innovation. The same approach can seamlessly extend to corporate tools like Jira, CI/CD pipelines, and automated testing. Thank you.